Your actions have changed the world.
Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 3 and the Elusive Target Arcade. And today's arcade, the Provocateurs. This is a 3-level escalation, and it is quite a tricky one. So starting with level 1, and we are in Sapienza, and we are going to be taking on the Cardinal here, and our only stipulation is that we aren't spotted by cameras, which is not a problem. So for today's challenge, we will be starting at the ICA safe house, and the only items we'll be bringing with us will be a silenced pistol and our ever trusty lockpick. So right from the start and off the bat, we're going to do a little bit of legwork first of all. So we're going to exit the ICA safe house, make our way up to Rocco's apartment, and we're going to steal his kitchen assistant's outfit before making our way over to the roof of the observatory of the Caruso Manor. Now this method can work. Unfortunately, during the recording it went horribly wrong for me, so I do lose my silent assassin rating. So once we're in the kitchens of the Caruso mansion, we're just going to make our way along around the rear patio here and to the observatory building, which is the building we are now next to. We're going to lockpick our way into the observatory. We're going this way to avoid the cameras. Just going to use instinct, make sure the patrolling guard isn't on the other side of the door here. Make our way through the door and up the stairs to the very top. And at the very top we come out onto the balcony, up the drain pipe and onto the roof. And up in the center of the roof here we will find a propane cylinder. So now we have that, we can now retrace our steps all the way back downstairs and out of the Caruso Manor, and we're going to make our way from here to the morgue area. We're just going to wait for the patrolling guard to lose interest. He's going to pull out his phone and turn 180 degrees, and when he does we can then move on back through the observatory room down here and out through the side door. So we're just basically going to retrace our steps back out of the Caruso Manor. Obviously we can't climb whilst carrying either a briefcase or a propane flask or anything like that, so we're going to have to get a little bit improvisal. There is a way it can be done though. So once we make our way back out of the property, just be aware of Rocco's sister, she could be in the area. So we're going to throw the propane cylinder up onto the roof by the ICA safe house, climb ourselves up, retrieve our propane cylinder, and we're now going to make our way straight down the stairs and down the main road all the way to the morgue next to the church. So once we're down here we're going to make our way directly into the morgue. There's the mortician, he's just come outside for a cigarette, so our timing stinks. So we're just going to wait inside the viewing room here, and when the mortician finishes his cigarette and returns, we can close the door behind him, render him unconscious. We're going to grab the key that he drops. We could just lockpick our way through the door, but we do actually have a key this time, so we're going to use the key. We're then going to grab the mortician and we're going to hide him in the autopsy room in the chest freezer provided. And then we're going to take his outfit just so that he doesn't get cold. There we go. So we're going to retrieve our propane cylinder and make our way back out the back of the mortuary. Just be aware there are a couple of patrolling enforcers around, mostly the other church staff. And we're going to make our way to the little mausoleum at the back of the graveyard here, and we're going to place our propane cylinder on the floor. Now I recommend placing it a lot closer to the tree. I've placed it way too far away from the tree, which means not only do I kill my target, but I actually kill one of his bodyguards as well. So you want to line the propane cylinder up as close to the tree as you can. Then we're going to hide down the side of the morgue here. We're going to hug the wall, take a single pot shot at the gas cylinder to make it start leaking, and wait for our target, the Cardinal, who seems to be broken. So we're going to have to improvise a little bit here. So the Cardinal is on the other side of the mortuary at the moment, surrounded by 4 guards, and he's not moving. So we're going to make our way back to the mausoleum here, grab this shovel, and we're going to just see if we can't distract everybody in the area and get them back into their usual routine. So we're going to make our way back into the viewing room. There is our target. We're just going to throw that somewhere out there, and hopefully that will break the routine that everybody is stuck in, and everyone will go back to their usual routines and we can continue. So everybody does appear to be moving again, and our target is one of them, and he is now moving on towards the morgue area. So he's going to be surrounded by his guards. As you can see, there are quite a few of them, at least 3, and a gardener, I believe, tending to one of the graves. So we're just going to pull out our pistol here. Now, if you can get the shot off nice and quick, that's even better.
Complete. The money has been wired to your account.
So that will take care of your first target, and as you can see, I have somehow managed to kill one of his bodyguards as well, even though there was no one relatively too close to him, which is why I recommend putting the cylinder closer to the tree and taking your shot as soon as humanly possible. But I am a terrible shot, as you may already know, and it took me a long time to line up and take the shot, which is probably what cost me at least 50% of that silent assassin rating. So moving on to level 2, we are now going to be in Marrakesh. This is yet another rather tricky one. So we have, as usual, just the one target available to us. He is actually down in the consulate car park, and as usual for this challenge, we cannot be seen by cameras, which again is not really a problem. So we will be starting underground in the consulate garage, and the only item we're going to need to be bringing with us will be a silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we need to acquire ourselves a change of outfit. So we're going to approach the large jeep here and turn on the radio, and just by the front wheel we're going to drop our silenced pistol, and then we're going to turn off the radio and move a safe distance back to behind the car where we started. That's going to attract the attention of one of the guards, and he's going to come along to investigate, see a nice shiny golden gun on the floor, and he is going to move to take that away once he realizes the radio's turned itself off. And what we're going to do is get behind him and render him unconscious and drag him into the little storeroom you can see just at the left of the screen there. So we need to time this quite well, because as we're doing this, one of our target's bodyguards will be making his way around to where that radio is. He does stop along the way, so you do have time, as you can see, to render the guard unconscious and drag him into the storeroom. We're going to leave his guns where they are and take his outfit. We just need to get his body out of the way as quick as possible. We're going to retrieve our silenced pistol, and the gun that the guard drops, there is the bodyguard. And we're going to take the gun, the guard's gun, and we're going to drop it just behind the bodyguard there, and he will turn around and spot that, and he will move along to take that away. And just like we did with the guard, we're going to get behind him, render him unconscious, and deposit him in the storeroom. Now we are basically going to rinse and repeat this over and over again until everybody in the area has been knocked out. So I'm going to try and make up for the absolute failure of Sapienza and the Cardinal. So what we're going to do now is basically just move into the area. Just be aware of the officer who is an enforcer, and if you take the bodyguard's outfit, the other bodyguards I believe are enforcers. So what we're going to do is just take a weapon out into the open of the area where the ATV is, and drop a gun on the floor, and every time someone comes to bring one to the weapons locker, we're going to take it, and then we're going to take the officer's outfit when he comes along, because there are no enforcers to him. And then once we have everybody in the area safely unconscious and tucked up in the storeroom, that will leave us with our target. We're just going to grab that screwdriver there, and 2 patrolling guards at the far end of the car park. So what we're going to do, there are the 2 guards over by the other jeep in the background, is we're going to throw our screwdriver against the jeep we're hiding behind, and that should get our target's attention. Unfortunately, our target has started glitching out towards the end of this. Not only that, the guards seem to have frozen in place as well. So I want them to move away before I pounce on the target, because they will be able to see under the vehicle, so they will see us rendering the target unconscious. So we're waiting for them to leave, and it doesn't look like they're going to leave. We may have to abort this and try something a little bit different, but luckily it doesn't quite come to that. So as I'm about to go over to the guards, they suddenly turn and walk away, but unfortunately so does our target. So we're going to quickly re-grab our screwdriver, throw it back against the jeep, and this time there are no interruptions, and when our target comes along we can get behind him, render him unconscious, and just to get him as quickly as possible out of the line of sight of those 2 patrolling guards, we're going to drag him into the storeroom as well. There we go, safely tucked up along with all of your friends. It's a reunion. Unfortunately you're the guest of honor, so snap neck. So that's target number 2 taken care of. All that's left for us to do now is to make good our escape, and we're going to make our way straight back up to the streets and to the nearest available safe exit, which will be the bazaar exit, and we can then move on to escalation number 3, should I say, or elusive target number 3, and it's a real doozy. So there we go, 2 levels taken care of, with 1 more still to go. And like I said, it is a doozy. It's probably my least favourite of all of the elusive targets, but I have now found a foolproof method for getting it done, finally. Because all the other methods are just too heavily reliant on everything falling exactly into place. So for level 3, as we are here now, we have 1 target, Owen. This is the Black Hat. So again, no recordings must be allowed, and we are in Paris for this one. So for this one, we will be starting undercover at the Iago auction. We're going to be bringing with us some coins, a silenced pistol, and I've brought with me a lethal syringe, but we won't end up using it. So once again, for the final time, right off the bat, And from the start, we are going to exit the nice comfy chair we're sitting in, exit the Iago auction, make our way across the stairwell and into the attic area. And then along here, we're just going to duck down and grab this screwdriver. We may not need it, but we may need some sort of distraction item. And we may very well need it here. What we can do is throw a screwdriver against the wall, but I've discovered that if you wait long enough, the guard who's moving will stand right over by the wall here with his back to us, and we can just sneak straight in, render him unconscious. We're going to leave him there and take his outfit. We're then going to make our way around the room and collect up the wrench. This will come in very handy. We're going to use the wrench and knock out the other enforcer guard in the room. Once again, retrieve our wrench. You can actually just sneak past these two, but I'm enacting a little bit of revenge for the last time I've tried the Black Hat Challenge. I've never actually successfully got a silent assassin on this one. It's always been something that goes wrong. So what we're going to do is follow the patrolling enforcer who was on the left back in towards the edge of the building. This is where the vampire magician outfit would normally be. This is the most trickiest part of the level, because we're going to hide behind this statue here, pull out our silence pistol, take out the camera at the end of the room, and try not to alert anyone. We're going to reselect our wrench, and the two guards, both enforcers, will have a quick conversation before the patrolling guard makes his way back past us. Now this is the tricky bit, because we need to navigate our way around this statue and not let the guard see us, and not let the other guard see us either. So you just need to make very small movements to stay out of everyone's line of sight. Once the remaining guard moves away from his location, we're going to quickly knock him out as fast as we can with the wrench. We're then going to drop a quick trail of coins leading over into the corner by the statue we were hiding behind, and we're then going to go and hide the first guard's body. And that will just buy us enough time with the coins just to get the body out of sight. As you can see, the other guard has already returned. Now he only spotted the first coin, so the whole coin trap didn't really work, but it worked enough. So we're going to retrieve our wrench, render the guard unconscious, and we're going to drag him over to where we dropped our final coin. It's a good idea to pick those coins up, we will need them again. We're then going to retrieve the body of the first guard we knocked out here, and we're going to place him with his friend. So our target is in the very last room, which is just in front of us, where we're moving backwards. He will be in there with an associate of his and another enforcer guard. So the guard outfit really isn't great for this challenge. So make sure you pick up all the guns and the key card. You're going to need the key card to get through this door, and we're going to use one of the guns we've collected and drop it just inside the door there. And then we're going to select our coins, and we're going to throw one into the room, hopefully before the door shuts on us. So we're just going to leave that coin there and throw another coin into the room. That's going to get everybody's attention, and eventually someone will spot the gun. Today it is the guard, and they will move away to bring the gun to the nearest weapons locker, which is almost directly behind me. So we're just going to use this table here for cover. So when the guard comes past us, we're going to move around the opposite side of the table, get behind the guard and render him unconscious. There we go. Oh, a shotgun. It's a shame I can't keep that on me. Right, so once the guard is unconscious, we're going to hide his body with his colleagues around the corner here. And the reason we're hiding all of these bodies is we're not quite done yet. After the fiasco in Sapienza, I am playing it extremely safe, and I'm eliminating anyone from the room I see fit to. So what we're going to do now, once the guard is in place, is we're going to collect up any coins that we can, and we should have at least 2. So we're just going to place a coin trail just outside of the room here. About there should do. Lovely. And then we're going to make our way into the room. Now these 2 gentlemen are not enforcers, but we will be trespassing. We're just going to collect up that 3rd coin and once again throw it into the room before hopefully the door shuts on us, and that will attract the attention of either of these 2 gentlemen. Now our target is the gentleman in the white shirt on the left, and it's him we've actually snared. So we're going to wait for him to get to the 1st coin and then reopen the door so that he sees the 2nd coin. Now I, at this point, haven't quite realised that I've snagged my target, and I get behind him and render him unconscious, rendering our lethal poison injection useless. So we're just going to quickly break his neck. It's at this point I realise who I've got.
The money has been wired to your account.
So that will finally get us the black hat. All that's left for us to do now is to make good our escape, and we're going to retrace our steps and regain our tuxedo, just so that we have no problems on the way down. Because if we keep the bodyguard's outfit, we will encounter enforcers. With the tuxedo, we will encounter none. And as I said earlier, I am playing it very safe after the failure of Sapienza. So I'm heading for the safest exit, which also happens to be the furthest exit away from me, which is the main entrance to the palace. So there we go, that is the Provocateurs Escalation Elusive Target Arcade. This was probably the hardest one for me. As you may notice under my Elusive Targets playlist, these 3 do not feature, as I have not actually made individual videos on them, haven't been able to. So there we go, one more Elusive Target Arcade taken care of. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.